Good morning, everyone. So good to see you all here. We are about to start the call very soon in about less than 10 minutes. And today we are going to meet with Rene Rio, our super top global leaders LD4 on the topic how to properly promote the LADE. I'm sure most of you here would love to know the ways how to work effectively to promote the LADE to grow your business. Rene is in the house. Hello, Rene.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, Ja. Wow, long time no see. Well,
Yeah,
I
it
see
has
you
been
on the
a long
calls, but
time.
in person, yes, long time no see. Hopefully early next year I'll be able to make a trip to Thailand. So we'll see.
Yes, we are looking forward to have your presence here in Thailand because from your last trip, we all had a wonderful time and
Oh, me
we
too.
we actually see how energetic you were. Like you work almost like 27, being so supportive to the whole team without even feel tired. I know it must be very tiring for you, but you never show that to us at all. With all the
Oh,
smile on your face all the time.
you know what? Thailand is such a wonderful country to go and visit because it's just I guess it's hard to be tired there. So much fun things to
Yes,
do, right? And of course, seeing lives being changed. So wonderful. Thank you for being our host today and this whole week.
yes, yes, and it's good to be back as the host. I always enjoy being the host here and meeting with our global leaders, and so good to see you here on the call this morning. All right, before we start, let me introduce our speaker for the call today, Mr. Rene Leo. He has graduated from University of Toronto in software engineering and worked for IBM and TELUS. And we as earning $80,000 a year salary. He was introduced by his sister and now the company youngest millionaire, a lifestyle director for who qualified for the luxury car program and drive a prepaid luxury car from the company, a $200,000 Tesla P90D. Wow. He has reached $100,000 a month in earning, and more shockingly, with only 7,000 people, he has team now is over 28,000 people in all over 110 countries around the world. He is happily married after proposing to his wife, Heidi, with a $47,000 furry mosh 21K gold ring, now worth $80,000 with two young boys, Rex and Leon, and is able to travel the world with his family. He just made a recent purchase building his custom $5 million home, and he is here to support us in and train us. Rene is a founding member, shareholder, and sits on the company CEO advisory board. He has also received the highest award in the company, President Cup Award, twice. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a warm welcome to our speaker this morning, Rene Leo. Well, Rene, the call is
Okay.
yours.
Well, thank you so much, Ja. Again, it's a great honor to be hosted by you. And of course, you've always been at all of our most important events, especially the big Thailand conference. And, definitely looking forward to seeing you again in my next trip to Thailand. I do believe that either myself or Sanaz, our SVP Sanaz, will be going to Thailand. So we're trying to figure out who's going to go first and then who's going to go after that. So you guys have more than one appearance. So thank you so much, Ja. And of
Thank
course, a
you,
very
Rene.
good morning, yes, to the rest of our Opulence Global family. Good morning, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's been a while since I got a chance to do these Saturday morning trainings because we have so many other incredible leaders stepping up and, of course, doing these trainings. So I'm just always pumped to be able to share with everyone exactly what I do on a day in, day out basis, especially with this new LADE package, how to properly promote that. I've seen many new accounts, and I think this month, for the first time, of all of the new partners I'm seeing in my organization, basically the LAPs and the LADEs are like neck to neck. In fact, I think just after last night, with a few more LADEs that came on board, we're now seeing more LADs launching than the LAPs, right? So if you're wondering on this call, okay, well, how does that happen? How are people getting these LADEs? We're definitely going to talk about that today. So you don't want to miss today's training. But I want just to back up really quickly and share that last night I had a shareholder meeting with the company. And so for those who might not know, when I first saw this company 18 years ago, October October 20th, 2007 is when I joined the business. And back then, the first night I took a look at this opportunity, there was an opportunity back then to like become like a shareholder essentially. And so I hopped on board. I've always believed in, perhaps having a few different kinds of, putting your money in different baskets, kind of, different eggs in different baskets kind of idea. But yeah, so it's just it really hit me this morning that if you've ever had those people that's ever doubted you, or didn't believe in you or in your business or in the company and all this stuff. Anyway, if that's you, just say I. I love my trainings to always be more interactive. Have any of you ever had someone that's either doubted you or didn't believe in the business? Perhaps they called it a scam. Perhaps, they didn't think it was legit. I mean, is it just me that's ever had these kind of problems? Or have some of you guys? Okay. Yeah, so Denya, thank you. She's also seen this. Okay, Dennis and Stephanie, wonderful too. Yeah. Okay, great. Good to know because I thought maybe I was the lucky one. And it just really hit me yesterday that I was sitting, of course, in this really very high end, brand new built restaurant. This restaurant is so high end that how a lot of restaurants you go into it, and usually you have like a big open area. You see other patrons, you can see other customers essentially, and they might have like a VIP room, right? And so this particular restaurant, when you go inside, there's only VIP rooms. So you never see any of the other customers. In fact, you might be thinking, well, how about when I'm going to the washroom? Well, no, every private room has their own washroom. So, and literally like, once you get inside, you sit down, the waitresses come to you and they just absolutely serve you. And it's funny because I guess the CEO knows that I love to eat, and so we had this ongoing joke. Okay, don't let Rene order because he's gonna order the whole entire table. So, but it's just crazy. We had like this delicious, A5 Wagyu beef like this. I don't care if you see it or not, but just we had this giant like almost 10-pound lobster that was there. But and this is the actual inside. So when you go inside, this is kind of what it looks like. I put these photos on my Facebook, and if you haven't joined my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, please join. Maybe all three, and you'll see this. And so I want to show you this. This is the photo of the shareholders that were there, and we were there from about 12 till 4 o'clock. I was so stuffed after leaving that, and it just I love to post this online. I'm making you hungry. Actually, I didn't have breakfast yet, so I'm getting hungry myself now. Um, yeah, and so this has and of course they had the wine and they had these giant like jumbo shrimps on top of a special crispy cake with some like salted egg topping on top. And I'm making me more hungry now. Yeah, so aside from the food, it was great, and of course the I guess my point I'm trying to make here was it's just so great that 18 years later, right? My life has changed. So many other people's lives have changed. We've helped saved probably, thousands of lives now. And so if you ever have, people that ever doubt you, that ever don't believe in what you're doing, I know it can be frustrating. Like you want to, you just want to tell them, And just know that just have a strong mind for yourself and know and don't worry so much about those kinds of people. Just keep moving forward because the more times that we keep thinking to trying to prove someone wrong, that is creating a certain kind of mindset within yourself that's actually going to hold you back. So if you ever meet someone that's, kind of like a disbeliever, what I always do is I just keep moving forward really strong. I get even louder, on my social media. I share more testimonials, more testimonials. I'm sharing more lifestyle photos. And you know what? Sometimes people, they're not even saying I guess to me, there's different kinds of no's, right? Someone might say no to you because they're not interested. And that's fine because as we always say in this business, no doesn't mean never, right? It just means not right now. And I've had plenty of those situations where someone wasn't interested in my company or in my products at the moment. But you know what? Because I'm very consistently posting news stories onto my social media, I'm even very more consistent sending news stories to all of my previous customers and my previous prospects that eventually at some point in time, that person might come back and want to buy a product. So the people that say no because they just weren't interested is a lot different than, of course, the ones who, might be calling your company some kind of like a scam or, what. And really, so for me, um, don't let that bother you. Never let it bother you. Because a lot of people tend to, I guess it's a human nature, right? The We don't often always think enough about the good things that are happening around our lives. We tend to usually highlight the negative things that are in our lives. And because I guess human beings, we want peace and we're always trying to fix things essentially. And so what happens is you might have 10 great things happening in your life right now, or 10 great customers or 10 great whatever it is. And then you have one person that's like, that maybe talk bad about you or your business or your product, for whatever the reason, whether it's even justified or it cannot be justified, so it's unjustified. Yet we kind of focus our energies on that. And the best example I remember hearing about this was imagine you have this beautiful apple tree, right? And there's so many beautiful apples, like juicy, red, crispy. It's like a picture from like a movie, right? It's like an absolute perfect, apple tree. And yet all it takes is for one rotten apple. It could be like not even in the middle. It could be like, on the side somewhere, one rotten apple that instead of you looking at this beautiful tree, beautiful clouds, the birds are chirping and flying everywhere, and it's an absolute beautiful day, you kind of just focus on just this one little rotten apple, right? So one of the things that I wish you to do and wish to learn and to train yourself to do is anything that's negative, put it behind you, keep going forward, keep sharing. And believe me, the people that ever doubted you one day, you know how easy it is to prove them wrong? Okay, I know we all always want to prove someone wrong, especially when they are wrong. Can anyone guess what's the best way in this business to prove someone wrong? Let's see if people can guess what the answer might be. What's the best way to show someone that they're wrong? If I almost spat out my coffee when I saw your answer. And she goes, massive success, yeah, total success. Just do it, right? Yeah, like literally, you just don't freaking stop. You just keep on going. Okay, and can you guess? Can you guess the only way to prove them right? Can you guess the only way you will ever prove them right is to do what? Is if you, the only way you're going to prove someone right, okay, is if you stop, is if you quit. So it's so simple. All these people that doubted you, didn't believe you, don't believe the product worked, doesn't think it's for them, doesn't need it, even though they're broke and they need more money, but they don't need the business opportunity. The only way you ever prove them right is if you quit. Because then it's like, aha, see, that guy Renee who's trying to approach me on this opportunity that didn't go through. I knew it. I knew it. Now he's off to the next thing, right? So again, that's where you just don't quit. And literally by the time you eventually, a year goes by, 2 years goes by, 3 years go by, 4 years go by. For me, it's now 18 years go by. And again, look at this, right? 18 years go by, and that's a shareholder meeting. 18 freaking years later, boom. And it's crazy. Like I've heard people say, people will always make the craziest excuses, right? Oh, we can't join now because it's too risky, it's too young, it's only like in the first year infancy, it's a big risk. Okay, 2 years go by, Morrison says, well, you know what, it's still a bit risky, and you got, and then 5 years go by. Well, you know what? Now you're making a lot of money, but you got lucky because you joined earlier. Like there's always an excuse for something for these people. Ignore it, keep on moving forward, right? And I guess another thing that I just saw here that I don't get very often anymore is I just saw from Sandra. Yeah, I can understand why it make your blood boil. Is saying, oh, a pyramid, right? And if I could just tell you guys that the best way to respond to that is it's funny, right? Whenever someone asks me a question, even if it's like just a genuine, honest question, or it's someone trying to be like, condescending tone, trying to talk down, oh, it's a pyramid kind of thing. I love to sometimes kind of like play innocent and I would say, well, what do you mean by that? Because, oh, I say, oh, actually, I guess you must mean it's kind of like my old job, right? Like I was a programmer. So you mean like, because for me in a pyramid, the guy at the top makes the most money? Is that what you mean? He's like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, that's like my old job because I mean, I guess it's your job too. So I guess you're also in a pyramid as well. So it's funny when I quickly put that around and make them realize that their job, they're also in a pyramid because what they make is less than what the manager makes, is less than what the director makes, is less than what the vice president makes, is less than what the actual president makes, right? And so, but again, I think it's in the delivery of how you do that. It's if you have this delivery where you're saying it as if you're offended by it, then of course they will see that you took offense, and now you kind of have this weird moment, right? But the way that I do it is kind of like the old innocent Renee kind of thing, right? Very innocent, very calm. Oh, like what do you mean by that? Do you mean like my old job, where like like my boss makes more than me, and the guy at the top makes the most money? um, and then really quickly they realize, oh shoot, no, that's actually the other thing, right? And sometimes people would think that, well, no, it's one of those things where like, people at the top, only make money when people at the bottom, are paying something. And I'd be like, well, that's just like my job, right? Like, I mean, people at the top, like the president, the CEO makes so much money, and everyone else is working so hard, right? And so, long story short, people really quickly realize it's not what it is. So I think, but I think the important thing here is how we deliver that and how calm we are when we actually deliver that. So, yeah, wow, we kind of got off track there, eh? So sorry again for the going off track. I know that we want to talk about the new LADE package, but I just wanted to share, what a great moment I had yesterday. And believe me, if you even think, and here's the second part of all of this, right? The people who, let's say, doubted me about 18 years ago or so when I first got started, do you think it will change their minds and suddenly they'll want to get into your business or suddenly buy your products or suddenly have a change of faith? Probably not. Probably not. And so the funny thing is it doesn't really even matter then, right? Because it didn't change their mind. But at least you know that you're rocking and rolling, you're helped thousands upon millions of lives. You have improved your lifestyle. And what really you end up forgetting about these people. That's the funny thing, is you end up forgetting about these people unless they come back and want to become part of it. But that's the cool thing is again, what bothered you before, that little rotten apple in the tree, just ignore it and just keep moving forward. Keep fighting strong. Keep having massive success, massive success. Don't quit. And you know what? It will prove them wrong, but more importantly, you won't even care anymore. That's the most funniest thing. You won't even care about it. 18 years later for me. So, okay, but tonight we want to talk about, of course, the LADE package. And so, does everyone here understand, first of all, the LADE package? Okay, so if you haven't got a chance to see it and you're kind of new, okay, but I think what we're gonna do here is in my training today to explain the training, I'm gonna go over just that one slide. I'm gonna open up here on my computer so that you can see the LAD package. Here it is. I'm going to share my screen quickly. Okay, so here we have it, the new LADE package. And so you can see here that the package price is 4495 and it comes with 4,500 of shopping credits ultra, which is for all of the products. And then you get another additional $2,000 in the shopping credits ultra, which makes the total of the SCU. Okay, SCU is shopping credits ultra. It makes that total 6,500, combining these two together, 6,500. Then you get another $2,000 in shopping credits, which is for fashion and personal care products only. The way I explain shopping credits, it's everything except for the health products. So everything in the company except the health products is how I explain it. It might be just a bit easier that way for you. And then of course you have $1,500 in the fairy timepiece as a gift, right? So between this package and the LAP package, aside from the amount of shopping credits you're getting, can I ask a question to all of you? What's the biggest difference between this package and all of the other packages? Because that's going to explain how to promote this properly. Can anyone here guess what's the biggest difference between the LADE package versus all of the other packages? I'll wait to see some responses here. Okay. Okay, let's see some more responses here. What do we got here? I see we have, yeah, we have some fashion bonus. There's a fairy timepiece. We're kind of getting there. We're kind of getting there. Yeah, what's the biggest difference between this LAD package versus all the other packages that we have? Shopping credits and gift, timepiece item to redeem, value, double SC. We get more than what we paid for, free timepiece. Yeah, I think we're all kind of saying the same thing, but basically what the biggest difference is, aside from of course having more product and a timepiece, is that in all of the other packages, you have SCU, right? So it's just SCU, which means that they can choose whatever they want. Agreed, right? This package, there's a portion of it that's a free timepiece, that's fashion. There's another portion of it that is shopping credits. So they must choose other products aside from the health products. So the biggest difference is you kind of have to get different types of products, if that makes sense, right? We can't just get all Fountain of Life. We can't just get all Divine. Now with this package, there's going to be fashion, there's going to be health products, and most likely they're going to choose the personal care products. So knowing that, it means that we must be very, very effective at presenting the other products. Does that kind of make sense? Right? Because if we're only promoting Fountain of Life, for example, or Divine, even though the dollar per value ratio is actually better. So if you're wondering, okay, if in the LAP package, I got all Fountain of Life, if you're wondering, is the cost per dollar better or worse than this LADE package? Just factoring the cost for starting this package and how many bottles you can get back with your SCU, the price per bottle, by the way, is actually even lesser for the LADE package. So write this down, please. The first key secret in promoting the LADE package is even if you have someone that only cares about like the health products or only cares about, let's say, Fountain of Life, the first key secret is that the cost per bottle is actually still cheaper than the LAP. Because LAP, I've done the math, it's like 1945. You get like for 41 bottles with the current promotion that's ending today. Otherwise, you get 37 bottles. That's generally here in Canada, right? So we figured out the price per bottle, and then we looked at the LADE package, the 4495 divided by how many bottles you could get. The price per bottle is still less with the LADE package. So let me ask you a question. Why do you think that's important? Why do you think that might help you sell this package easier already? Let's see what you guys say. All that talking about food has made me a bit hungry now. So again, the question is, why do you think someone that would be such a huge selling feature to someone? And well, here's why. If I had, even if I had somebody, yeah, thank you, more profit, or it's a lesser cost. So even if I had somebody that only cared about Fountain of Life, which I always make sure I present all the products, right? But even if they only care about Fountain of Life, they're still going to prefer to buy this package because the price per bottle is less. So that's the biggest thing right there. So that's one tip is if you have customers, because I've had some customers before that when we first launched this LADE package, they literally said to me, well, I don't want this package because all I want is the Fountain of Life. Literally, that's been said to me a few times already in certain groups that kind of, had big health issues and all they wanted was Fountain of Life, right? So again, by me telling them, oh, well, by the way, the price per bottle is actually less cost in the LAD package. Guess what? They ended up still choosing this package. So that's one tip, guys. I'm glad that that makes sense to all of you guys. So that's one part of the secret on how to promote this package. Now, because in this package, they are receiving a fairy timepiece, right? That's worth like $1,500, as you can see here. So, what do you think would be another really important thing that you do in your meetings in regards to the fashion? What do you think we should be doing in our meetings, right? Um, Virtual or not virtual, what do you think we should be doing? We should probably be wearing some kind of a timepiece. It doesn't have to be the ones that are on display, right? But just wear it. Look at this thing. Isn't this crazy, this watch? I mean, I love our products. I mean, this Fairy Conquest is also called the glass back, so you can see the movement at the back of it. It's called a skeleton back, right? But yeah, this is called the Fairy Conquest. In fact, I have like all four colors as well too. But all you gotta do is just wear some fashion, right? So if you go to a meeting and you're trying to promote a fairy timepiece with this package, does it make sense that you're wearing a watch from another company? Can we get some answers here, please? Like, does it make sense to wear another company's product when we're trying to promote a timepiece that comes with this package? Like, no. It's kind of like you go to like a Chanel store and then the Chanel salesperson is wearing a Hermes watch, right? Or something weird like that, right? Yeah, so you don't have to buy a $3,000 timepiece. We have amazing, beautiful timepieces for like $200, right? The posh timepieces, right? So just wear something that comes from Opulence Global, okay? And in fact, especially the ladies, okay, in the house, all you ladies in the house, basically, one thing about females that are different than males is a lot of guys, when we see other guys, we don't really like scan them head to toe. We're not like we're not trying to check out their watch and check out their cologne. We're not trying to look at, we're not really looking at the other dudes. We just don't do that, right? But if there are three things, guys, if all my gentlemen in the call, for all the men, there's usually three things that stand out for a guy to be wearing. Okay, can you guess the three things that can stand out for a guy? All right, like on their body in terms of accessories. But we can't wear that many accessories anyways. But definitely the timepiece, right? Yeah, your shoes and your belt are usually the three things that pop out as a guy. But again, but you ladies though, right? Yeah. So I guess like watch and jewelry would be one thing because we don't really wear stuff like much, on our neck or on our ears usually. So usually it's like what's in the hand area, which could be rings or watches, what's in the belt area, and what's on your shoes, right? But of course, for you ladies, though, it's like you guys, it's like everything, you look at somebody and, I'm sure you've done it before too. You see someone, they're decked out, you just start to scan, right? And so definitely in this business, what you want to do is um, wear a lot of this stuff because guess what, right? It's really going to help you promote this LADE package, right? We can't be like telling someone, how awesome it is to have this shopping credits to buy fashion and personal care, and we're not wearing anything, right? So, so that's one thing. Now, the other thing that so that's tip number two. Tip number two is make sure you're wearing your own stuff. If you're brand new, you kind of have a little bit of an excuse or a reason if it's like your first few weeks, maybe. But if it gets past your first month, then that excuse starts to go away. Okay, you've had time now to browse the website and just pick something from Posh or Fairy. Pick something and start wearing your own products because if you want to be effective at promoting this package, you've got to wear your stuff with pride, and kudos to a lot of you ladies on the call. I see you guys at all your meetings and all of your social media posts, and you're constantly decked out in your products, right? Which is fantastic. All right. Now, so that's tip number two. So tip one was the cost per bottle is less. Tip two is that, of course, you want to be wearing the fashion, wearing it, right? Okay. Because we get paid to wear and promote, right? Wear and promote. Now, the next tip, if you that can really help you guys, and this next tip, this third one, is probably one of the key things I loved and why I chose to join this business the same night that I saw this business. And for me, I'll try to I'll let you guess, but I'll give you guys some hints. All right. I was basically essentially, single and not married yet. Okay. Shauna hit the next one actually. So she guessed my next tip, but so way to go, Shauna. But this third one here is I was single and I didn't have a wife. What do you think was my attraction to wanting to get into the business? Aha. Yes. Brian knows, right? I wanted to buy a diamond ring, right? So, in other words, one of the really cool things to talk about with your prospect when you're talking about this designer experience is either people are not married yet and they want to eventually buy a wedding ring or a wedding band, right? Or they're already married and they might want to save up money for their children to help them buy a wedding band in the future, right? So either you're looking at buying it yourself, or you want to help your children buy it, or you want to buy a wedding gift. So that's where, I have about now four of these Fairy Mosh 21 karat diamond rings now. And so, of course, I think it'd be a nice thing to have on your vision board is to own a Fairy Mosh 21 karat diamond ring. But if you don't have one, you don't need to have one. Just wear the other, beautiful fairy silver stuff. But you can mention that, right? So I'm trying to give you different kinds of closing tips to help your people, right? But in all of this, you definitely want to mention at some point in time the Fairy Mosh 21 karat gold line. Because again, people can buy a diamond ring anywhere. Anyone can buy an 18 karat diamond ring anywhere. But, if you want to buy yourself a 21 karat gold diamond ring, so higher gold quantity, higher value, and the only company that will have what's called like every single diamond here on our Fairy Mosh rings, they're all VVS. Okay, so some jewelry manufacturers, when you buy a VVS like diamond, not every stone here is VVS quality. They might just they have a bundle that comes in, and the average is VVS. You might have some lower, mostly lower quality, and some VVS. Okay, so only we and Harry Winston are the only companies that do this, where it's called calibrated diamonds. That means every single diamond on this piece, so every parcel that comes in, they have to like look again to make sure which ones are the VVS diamonds, pull those aside, and then set those on a diamond ring. So only we and Harry Winston actually do that. Okay, calibrated diamonds. And so, but again, so I always talk about the fact that we have a 21 karat gold line. It's much better value than what you're buying in the marketplace, right? And so, again, that could be another tip in helping you close with the LADE packages. For me, again, and the other key aspect of talking about the fashion and the 21 karat gold line is that we can now save up towards that. And this now helps you to explain the monthly smart buy. So I always tell people, when I first saw this business, I love the idea that I can save up 150 every month or more and put it into my account that is now qualifying me for my bonuses. And all that money, one day in the future, I can go and buy myself a diamond ring, right? I can buy my engagement ring for my future wife, or buy myself, a wedding band, or just buy gifts for people. So if you ever had any people that have an issue paying that 150, which again, usually there shouldn't be because you get that extra 10% discount when you keep up the monthly 150. But I always tell people that, I love this company. You just can't lose because imagine this. Imagine I started back in 2007, right? Imagine if every single I put my back then to join was about $5,000 US, so 3,599 US. So it was more like over $5,000 Canadian to get into the business, right? Now imagine that from the day that I joined until today, imagine that I never bought one product. And 18 years later, you came to me and you said, "Well, Renee, did you lose your investment? Did you get scammed?" Right? I mean, this is probably the only company where I can say, well, no, now I can flip all that money for a diamond ring, right? So it's so cool that you just don't lose your investment or your money in this company. So I hope you guys kind of see where I'm going with this. Is that it's important to kind of just mention these brief points when you're in conversation with somebody, and you will learn to read your prospect and to figure out what might be more of an attraction seller to that person, right? Okay, so again, with this package here, you want to be definitely with our previous tip is sporting the fashion. Okay, now my next question for you, the next tip, because there's $2,000 here in shopping credits that could be used for fashion and personal care. On team, guys, I love your comments. Like I know I'm not reading them out on the call, but keep sharing these comments with each other because you know what? You're going to be feeding off of each other. So I love all your sharing in the group chats. Okay, keep it up, guys. So um, also, we have this other $2,000 in shopping credits sitting here, right? So aside from talking about health, if that's what you're doing, and aside from sporting your beautiful fashion, what else should we be talking about to help us promote this package, given there's $2,000 sitting in other shopping credits here? Okay, what else should we be talking about, team? To help us promote, given that there's $2,000 here Okay, the answer I'm looking for is in the fine print. Okay, these $2,000 shopping credits is for what? Fashion and personal care products. Personal care products. So we should be talking a little bit, if not a lot, about some of the other products, right? Yeah, so the tax deduction one, I'm gonna get to at the very end only because it's super powerful, but it only applies to Canada and like USA, right? This is like but we have people here from over the globe, so I will save that for last. Okay, so what's the best way to promote, let's say, let me actually show you guys what my shelf looks like here and how I prepare myself when I go for meetings. So, what do you think is important with these products here that I do in a meeting? So there's my little mouth sprays, right? My flawless line. I got some divine left. FOLs here and here, a lot of cases there. I've got my Sterling, big ones, small ones. I've got my mouthwash. I love the mouthwash because I do cigars and then that kills the smell. My toothpaste, and of course, I have even more shampoo and conditioner coming in here. But oh, here's some of my fashion, but the rest of it is actually we're moving, so a lot of it's packed away here. But so with those products that you just saw, what do you think we should be doing in our presentation? That yes, got the answer. Brian knows me so well. It's really frustrating sometimes. I'm kidding. Yeah, give the experience, right? I mean, like if you only have one of those and that becomes the one that you're letting people try, then if they want to buy one, you gotta have more, right? So it's super important that they try the products. Now, some things are harder to try, right? Because we got some skincare, we got. So let me ask you guys, what of those products or of the products that we have in the Safe Home Revolution, which one do you think are the easiest ones to try? Let me just stop at that first. Okay, let me see your answers here. Okay, hint, I haven't gotten I've gotten some, okay. Now, oh, whoa, okay, now they're coming in. I was waiting for all the answers, right? Okay, wow, great job. Okay, so now it's funny, I have some smaller sterling, but I actually always buy the bigger ones. The smaller ones I have because if I'm traveling on the airplane, so the small ones is for me to travel. I almost always buy the bigger sterling. So the answer, yes. So you guys got the answers. Thank you so much, right? The best ones to try, okay? For me, for me, because we have the micro silver spray, but of course when you spray it, if you're going to test out the micro silver spray, I would put the spray on first and then do the lotion after because the spray does have a little bit of this, it's silver, right? But you will feel a little bit, of slight, very slight, very, very slight stickiness at first. But again, so yeah, so the microsilver spray is definitely an easy one to showcase. The one that I find is super, super powerful for everyone to try between the microfiber spray and between let's say the mouth spray and then the sterling and because the mouthwash and the toothpaste is only harder to try unless you're at their home because they can spit it out, right? But they're not as convenient because sometimes they want to spit it out, right? Or the toothpaste. So for me, I find that the really wowing one is the Sterling. Yes, the Sterling. Because once you put that onto their hands, right? And the way that I explain the microsilver sterling, and I hope you guys can use the same way that I explain it, because I find it's a very short way to explain the microsilver, is um, and the way I talk about microsilver in general is something like this. I say, no, do you recall? Because people always ask, well, what's the benefit of microsilver? And I would just say, well, remember, do you remember during COVID, right? What was everyone doing? Everyone was spraying what on or putting what into their hands? Alcohol, right? The sanitizers, right? But alcohol is very bad for the skin. It would damage your skin, and there's no ongoing protection. What makes our sterling so powerful is that number one, once you put it on, that microsilver can kill the same 99.9% that alcohol does, but it doesn't damage your skin and it has ongoing protection until you wash your hands again. That's it. I said it. That's how I explain microsilver. Okay, that's so that was my script. I hope you guys got that down. Should I repeat it again? Should I repeat that or is everyone good? Okay, so here we go, repeating again. So someone asks you, so what's special about microsilver, or you're trying to explain what is special about microsilver, right? I like to always relate previous experiences because it becomes personal for them. And so I know that every single person during COVID was spraying alcohol on their skin, right? And so that's why I'm using this example. So again, what I would say is again, with our, I say, do you remember during COVID what people were doing? And everyone's like, yeah, they were sanitizing and putting that sprays of alcohol onto their hands. And so, but that's really bad because alcohol can damage your skin and there's no ongoing protection. So there's 2 points there, right? During COVID, everyone's using these sprays and these are sanitizers and two things, right? One, it's really bad for your skin. Some people got like bad skin issues afterwards. And number two, there is no ongoing protection. And so then what I say is, and literally now I say what's special about this very sterling is that once you put it on, three things. It kills the same 99% of germs and bacteria. Two, but it's great for the skin. And three, there is ongoing protection until you wash your hands again. And so let's have a fun exercise today, okay? Let's do the same thing we just did, and let's now talk about mouthwash. So we're going to relate back to what is the previous mouthwash, which is like Listerine. And I would say, so what's really bad about Listerine is it's alcohol and long-term use of Listerine or those mouthwash in your mouth. You might have fresh breath right away, but in the long term, it's going to damage and you're going to have worse breath in the long term. These are all studies, right? Because the alcohol is damaging all of the stuff inside of your mouth. And you're letting it sit there for like 30 seconds. Now, if you drink alcohol, at least you drink it. These mouthwashes, you're like, it's in your mouth for like 30 seconds, right? And it's going to actually damage the insides of your mouth, right? So, but with our mouthwash, we remove the alcohol and it's very safe for your mouth. And of course, it kills all of the bad breath right away. So whenever I'm explaining this stuff, I'm always trying to compare what's in the marketplace to what makes ours special. Why is that one bad and why is ours better? Toothpaste again, right? You got fluoride in your toothpaste. It links to lower IQ in children, right? And with ours, though, it's totally safe. There's no fluoride, and it's great for teeth whitening and fresh breath, all this stuff. So, but again, so I hope you can see my psychology and why I do that with the fairy sterling. It's very powerful. So again, just try to go back a little bit back to our training. the one thing that I'm always demonstrating for all of my prospects is always the Sterling. Like the Sterling is so good because it smells like heaven. I've never met someone that tried the Sterling and wasn't wowed by it. They're like, not one. Like everyone's just wowed by it. It smells fantastic. And they start to order a lot more. And you know what? And the thing is, that again is important for today's training of how to properly promote the LADE. Because so again, why do you think us sampling and having them try this product helps to promote the LADE package? Because now they want to buy it. Now they found a reason on how to spend all these shopping credits, right? Now, the other key product that I love to sample because it's you don't have to spit it out is which one? So the FOL boom in the mouth, right? Okay, Divine, swallow it, no problem. Sterling, use it on the skin, no problem, right? Again, it's good for the skin. It kills the same 99.9% germs, and you have ongoing protection. One person actually said to me, "Oh, it's almost like you have an invisible glove." I said, "Yes, I love that analogy. It's like you have an invisible glove of protection around you. Isn't that cool? This invisible glove." Anyways, that was really cool. But what's the other product that you think is really easy to share? Not the mouthwash, the mouth spray. Yeah. That's why I have like 20 of them right now. Because, you know, people can always relate that if they go out for a restaurant, they have bad breath. And this is really powerful, especially if you're having like a lunch meeting or something like that, like a coffee meeting, and everyone can taste that coffee breath or whatever they just ate, right? Is you shake it. Oh, by the way, um, if someone ever talks to you about the price of Sterling or the price of our products, like, oh, well, your toothpaste is expensive, or your mouthwash is expensive, or your Sterling is expensive, right? Do you know the best way on how to address that? Can I share that with you guys? Uh, in my short answer, it's like, look, our company is not here to make cheap products. I said, and the reason why is because you have pure medical grade 99.99% silver in that product. Like imagine silver jewelry, you have pure silver in this product. That's what makes it so special, and that's what makes it work. And when people realize that, oh my God, like just imagine, like you have pure silver, like actual, like silver's not cheap. Like the bill, silver's not cheap. Silver's expensive, but you have pure medical grade 999 like silver, in this product. So it can't be cheap. Because people know silver's not cheap, and I tell them it can't be cheap, but this is what makes our product special. They're like, wow, right? Because you have to be able to explain to them why, right? Okay, and you can't just say because it works better, right? And so I find that when people realize that, again, silver, I just tell them, look, silver's not cheap, right? But guess what? We have in this bottle, there's pure medical grade 99.99% silver in this. You can feel the silver on your hand, right? Some people feel this grainy stuff when you use the actual lotion. Like that is pure silver creates an invisible glove on your hands. Like we just took this question that was like, well, why did so expensive? Now we're like, we're like backing up. Like, look, it's silver. What do you expect, right? This is like pure, amazing medical grade silver. It's like a silver glove on your hands, right? Or it's like a silver glove, or like I don't know, in your mouth. I don't know how to explain an analogy of a glove in your mouth, but again, it's good for your teeth, it's good for your gum, it's good for your hand. You know what? And I told people, I said during COVID, my two biggest wives, Rex and Leon, my two boys, every day at school, each of them had one full size of these Sterlings in their backpack. Every time they washed their hands, they knew right away, put on the Sterling lotion. They have the invisible glove. They're opening doors, lockers, handles, washrooms. They're fully protected, right? Now you're using another story of your loved ones, right? If you have children, do the same thing too, right? Talk about that with your prospect because it's going to make the decision to buy this LADE package a lot easier because now they want the sterling, right? They want the mouth drop. But yeah, the mouth spray, I love it. Shake it. And by the way, when you squeeze that thing, it shoots really quickly, right? So I've actually learned to shoot into someone's mouth from like very far away, but you shouldn't do that because you might miss and hit the eye or something. So just, have them go, into the mouth and just shake in just one full pump, right? And it tastes a bit, light minty, but again, let them swirl it in their mouth, right? And so these are the things that top marketing companies have learned to do because they know how effective it is. Like, for example, right? When you go to the mall, I'm sure every country has Haagen-Dazs or those ice cream stores, right? What do you see the person behind the ice cream flavors who's behind the window? What are they doing? They're holding up this little like wooden spoon and says, "Hey, you want to have a free sample? You want to try for free?" Because here's the thing, they've done studies. They now know that the second you go by there and you take a sample of whichever ice cream, that over 95% of the people will buy the ice cream. Because once they put it in their mouth, now it's not because it's like sugar and it tastes good, but because once they use the product, you've made the decision for them to buy that product like 10 times more easier for them because they now experienced it, right? Popcorn, those popcorn stores, they have those small cups. Hey, come on by, get a free sample of some popcorn. The second you put that popcorn in your mouth, you're going to buy that popcorn. So again, that's why you need to have uh, products on hand, and some must be your samples. Let people sample, right? So I literally always have, you know, a kit like this where it's like the stuff that I have ready to sample. So again, here's my sample for the Sterling. Here's my sample. I even have the mouthwash for sample. Of course, I even have the mouth spray, the toothpaste, the other way. I even have iodine. So if you don't do the iodine test, maybe that's another training for another day. But Henry and I, whenever we do presentations, we always have an extra cup and just some tap water, and we do the iodine test. So, but anyways, what's really important back to our training today, which is how do you promote the LADE package? Is all of the things that we talked about is being able to explain, the price per item, that it's much more cheaper because you're getting double the shopping credits back. So if you like the LAP package, and you want to get the products even cheaper, you want to grab this package here. Also, you want to make sure that you are wearing your designer pieces because you know what, you can now talk about, let them see and feel like, and just be proud, like, you should, this is our amazing fashion pieces here, right? But also you want to be demonstrating and sampling the products. And forgive me again, I always let people try the Fountain of Life, even Divine. I always let them try the Sterling and definitely the mouth spray. Those are the ones, if they want to try more, you let them try the rest, right? Let them if they want to, but those ones there for sure, like Fountain of Life, Sterling, and the mouth spray are the ones that I'm always letting people sample, right? So at every meeting that we do from now on, we should always be seeing people letting their people demonstrate, try all these amazing different products here, right? And so, and the last part of all, and of course, I do this next part in all of the Wednesday night presentations is talking about the tax benefits. Because being in Canada or USA, once you join this package of 4495, because you can deduct all of your other expenses, like in my example I have that I show every Wednesday, the worst case scenario is they put in $5,000 for the business. A year later, or when tax time comes, they're getting back about $9,000 in tax savings because they're writing out their cell phone, meals, trips, expenses, entertainment, travel, all that stuff, right? And so really that in Canada, if you're in Canada or USA, please tune in to our Wednesday night. This Wednesday, I will be there before I leave for Taiwan on Thursday. But please come and log into that online Zoom. I will be again going over the tax benefits of the business because then it's a no-brainer. To put in 5,000, get back $9,000, you'd be insane to not join, right? So, anyways, that hour flew by so fast. My goodness, I could talk for a few more things, but I guess the timing is done here. I know for Ja, of course, in Thailand, it's getting really late for her. Yeah, she looks like she just woke up in the morning. So again, team, thank you so much for tuning in to my training this morning. I turn the call back to our wonderful hostess with the mostest, Ms. Ja. Again, have a great day, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much, Renee. And it has been such an amazing training you have given us this morning. And I'm sure not just me, but all of us here really enjoy the training you have given us, especially with all the tips on how to promote LADE properly. And I really like the part about give experience to the customer, and you make it seems very easy, to open up their minds and to try the products. And it's a really good strategy, a good ways to do so. And of course, I love Sterling. I should have tried that.
Well, thank you so much, of course, Ja, for the amazing update and the hosting. And again, have everyone have a wonderful evening there, and of course in Thailand, Ja, and the rest of our Opulence Global family. Yeah, we're one team, one dream to the billion,
To the billion. And
a
thank you,
billion of billions.
everyone, for joining us tonight, and all the leaders. Have a good night. Have a good morning, good afternoon, everywhere, wherever you are in the world.